Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to go ahead and get the new NICO'S YARNCASTER rod, as well as completing all of the quests for this. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So the very first thing you need to know is that we're going to need to go into the underground venue. If you have not unlocked the underground venue, you're going to need a chaotic relic for that. Again, I have a chaotic relic video if you want to go check that out. So go check that out if you want the chaotic relic. You're going to need that to get in the place that we're going. So the very first thing, if you don't know where to go to get to this venue, you're going to have to wait for a strange whirlpool to come in. I may just use a clip from a different video if it never spawns in, because I've been waiting for a bit and it still hasn't spawned in. So yeah, wait for that to spawn in. But yeah, I'm gonna probably just play a video that I already have of me showing you how to get down there. Okay, here it is. Finally, we found it. Let's jump into this, and now I'll show you what to do next. Now, again, they've made it night. Okay, it looks like they turned it to day. Now we can actually hopefully see where we're going. Okay, so it's another one of these dumb obbies that you can't see. So I'm gonna just try to completely circumvent the entire thing by going up. So we're gonna just fly over here to the very end. And now once we're into the depths, we're gonna fly all the way over to this area right here. And again, this is how we're gonna get to the cat venue thing. So we're gonna fly all the way over to this. Then after we're over here, you're gonna see this little area. And basically, we need to get up on this bridge right here. So you're gonna want to just up this and then jump on the bridge. And then this is where the venue is gonna be. Now, from what I know, you need a chaotic relic to even go in here. So this is the Crystal Cove. So I guess apparently I've never been in here before, but yeah, you need a chaotic relic and you have to place it right here. I don't actually have a chaotic relic, I don't believe. So once you would put it in this little area, there'll be a door back here that opens up, and then you can head into the music venue and see the cat woman and start doing the cat quest. Okay, so once you have made it down to the music venue, you're going to click on the new NPC that's been added down there, and you're going to basically need to complete riddles. Now, I have each riddle here and the answer. That way you guys can do this. So there are 3 different parts to this, and each time you're going to get a random different riddle. So the first 5 riddles that I'm going to show you and their answers, keep in mind, these are all going to be for part 1. So for example, the first riddle is: in a glass-bound night where starlight weaves, a galaxy swims beneath black seas. You're going to need to get a shiny celestial koi. That is going to be for that riddle. The next riddle is: within Poseidon's storm, the void glows electric, weaving death's beauty through the deepest depths. And there, you're going to need an electric void angler. For the next riddle, we have: intricate patterns light the abyssal below, reflections of art bathed in cerulean glow. And you're going to need an Atlantean mosaic. The next quest or riddle is going to be: winged through sunlight, hollows crown its fleeting light, an angel skimmering waves dancing with the light. And that is going to be the shiny flying fish. Now, the last riddle for part 1, so it's going to be: an emperor among coral, it reigns with abyssal might, teeth and fins of terror, sovereign of the night. And that's going to be an abyssal coral emperor. So again, all those riddles are for part 1. So if you have any of those for part 1, I said the corresponding fish that you're going to need to go ahead and get. Now, the next part is going to be part 2. So I'll read you all the riddles and then tell you what the answers are to those riddles for what fish you need to go ahead and get. So the first riddle for part 2 that you could get potentially is going to be: hardest look at mine, in a shadowed altered, a frozen shadow glides, gentle in darkness, swift when anglered tides. And that is going to be the frozen umbral shark. The next one is going to be: with a carrot in its beak, it moves with grace, rainbow scales shimmering in his quiet place. And this is going to be a carrot prismatic parrotfish. So the carrot prismatic parrot. The next riddle is going to be, now again, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you didn't understand what I'm saying, is the riddles that I read you in each section. So if I say this is a part 1 riddle, these are all the different riddles that you could get for part 1, because everybody gets a different riddle. We are currently talking about part 2. So if you're confused, we're part 2, and I just talked about 2 riddles that we already have gone over. So now the next riddle is going to be, again, the next riddle for part 2 is going to be: in pastel hues when soft light gleams, whiskers through iridescent dreams. And this is going to be the shiny mosaic appulsant catfish. Then the next riddle in part 2 is going to be: in twilight's hush, their ashen glow unveils hidden paths in ruins where mystery prevails. And that's going to be the Ashton Fortune Twilight Tentacle Fish. The last riddle for this section that you could potentially get, or this part, is going to be: in the deep, a soft lunar glow plays, dancing on gills that map the night's hidden maze. The lunar midnight axolotl is going to be the answer to that riddle. So now we are on part 3. Now keep in mind, once you've completed part 2, you will get the rod. You'll get the NICO'S YARNCASTER rod, but part 3 gives you a clownfish cat toy bobber, which will buff the rod. So if you use this on that rod, it's going to make it even better. And it is definitely worth completing. So I would recommend just completing it all. But now we have part 3. 3. So here are all the riddles for part 3. A fleeting anomaly hops through the deep, leaping in rhythm where the quiet waters sleep. And that is going to be the anomalous rabbitfish. The next riddle is frost wroth blaze beneath mirrored skies, colors dissolve where scrunkly stillness flies. And that is going to be the scrunkly aurora trout. The next one is going to be marks the constellations adorn its regal crest, calming the waters where the deep rests best. And that is going to be the celestial crownfish. The next riddle is going to be in the dark depths, its glowing eyes ignite a colossal shadow slipping through the secret night. And that is going to be the dark ancient depth serpent. Now, the last riddle that you could potentially get for part 3 is going to be hexed like a serpent, hexed and a serpent like. It drifts below a silent herald where the ocean currents flow. And this is going to be the hexed oarfish. So again, like I said in the beginning of the video, all these riddles are going to correspond to their section. So if you're in part 1 right now, you can only use the riddles that I gave you. So you're going to choose, you're going to look at what your riddle is. You're going to look at the riddle that the cat person gives you. And then out of those riddles, you're going to listen to the video and find the part and find what fish I told you to go ahead and get. And once you've completed each part, you will be awarded with a prize. Again, part 2 is going to give you the Yarncaster and part 3 is going to give you a bobber for Rod. So yeah, that is pretty much all for this video. If you guys did enjoy at all, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel out a ton. We're on the road to 250,000 subscribers. So subscribing helps out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one.